Let us start right where the action is. It is the middle of June. The World Cup is live. Players are performing on the biggest stage in football, and Liverpool Football Club is not sitting still. While the world watches nations battle for glory in North America, Liverpool are already making moves behind the scenes. Phone calls are being made, contract offers are being prepared. Decisions are being taken about who stays and who goes. This is not a quiet summer for the Reds, not even close. Right now, three major stories are colliding at the same time. Liverpool are in a serious transfer battle for a 19-year-old winger who is already turning heads at this World Cup. Mohamed Salah, the man Liverpool just let walk away, is making history on his birthday on the international stage, and questions are growing louder about what happens to Cody Gakpo. If you think summer transfer windows are a time for clubs to rest and plan quietly, Liverpool are proving right now that the opposite is true. Let us go deeper into every single one of these stories. And let us be precise about what is confirmed, what is a rumour, and what the facts are actually telling us. Here is the reality for Liverpool right now. Mohamed Salah has left the club. Hugo Ekitike, the striker brought in to help fill that attacking void, is injured and likely to miss the opening half of the coming season. Federico Chiesa's future remains unclear. And the attacking department that made Liverpool champions is suddenly thin. At the same time, Liverpool are in a bidding war with some of the biggest clubs in European football. Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid are all circling their primary transfer target. If Liverpool lose this race, they may not find a replacement of the same profile easily. And while all of this is happening, the future of Cody Gakpo, one of their existing attackers, is uncertain. A sale could bring in significant funds, but it would also leave the squad even shorter in wide attacking areas. The decisions being made right now will shape Liverpool's season before a single Premier League ball has been kicked. If you want this level of detailed breakdown on every major Liverpool story this summer, hit that subscribe button right now. On this channel, Victor Liverpool Analyst, we go beyond the headlines and give you the full picture, every time. Now let us go through each story, step by step. The Yan Diomande transfer battle. Let us read exactly what is being reported and then break it down properly. The first report from Anfield sector citing Fabrizio Romano reads as follows. New. Liverpool are ready to offer more than Paris Saint-Germain in terms of contract to Yan Diomande in order to attract him. Paris Saint-Germain still waiting for the right solution for Bradley Barcola. Liverpool are still pushing and are aware of Paris Saint-Germain interest. Now let us stop and think about what that actually means. Liverpool are not just interested in Diomande. They are prepared to go above what Paris Saint-Germain are offering on personal terms. That is a statement of serious intent. That tells us that the contract offer Liverpool are putting together is designed specifically to beat the French champions. This is not a passive inquiry. Liverpool are actively fighting for this player. The detail about Paris Saint-Germain waiting for a solution on Bradley Barcola is also important. It tells us that Paris Saint-Germain's move for Diomande is partly dependent on what happens with their current squad. That is a complication on their side. Liverpool do not appear to have that same hesitation. They are pushing without waiting. Now the second report from Transfer News Live citing Ekrem Konur reads as follows. Liverpool have made RB Leipzig winger Yan Diomande their top transfer priority. The Reds currently lead the race for the highly rated attacker, while several European giants continue to track his situation. RB Leipzig are demanding between €130 million and €150 million for Diomande. Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid are all monitoring developments. Now let us pause on that price tag. Between €130 million and €150 million. That is an enormous sum. RB Leipzig have set that valuation on a 19-year-old. And yet Liverpool are still leading the race. That says something very significant about how seriously the club are taking the need to replace Mohamed Salah. The article from the Liverpool Echo adds another layer of detail. It confirms that Diomande played a key role in the Ivory Coast defeating Ecuador 1-0 in their opening World Cup group stage fixture. He is not just a name on a transfer sheet. He is performing right now at the highest level with the world watching. And Liverpool are watching too. The Ivory Coast boss has also been quoted confirming Liverpool are among those in contact about the player. The situation is this. Liverpool are frontrunners, but the price is enormous and the competition is fierce. My analysis on this is straightforward. Liverpool are not approaching this transfer casually. They have identified Diomande as the man they want most in this window. The fact that they are prepared to outbid Paris Saint-Germain on personal terms, while also potentially meeting a fee somewhere in that €130 million to €150 million range, tells us that Richard Hughes and the recruitment team believe this player is worth the investment. The risk, of course, is that the fee is genuinely very high for a 19-year-old, even one performing this well. But the alternative, failing to land a right-sided winger of this profile after losing Salah, could cost Liverpool more in dropped points and lost league position over the next few seasons. This is not a rumour. The transfer reports are consistent and sourced directly from reliable journalists, including Fabrizio Romano and Ekrem Konur. Liverpool are leading. The battle is real. Alan Shearer's prediction and the right-wing position. The next screenshot comes from Empire of the Cop, sharing a quote from Alan Shearer via Betfair. Shearer says, and this is worth reading carefully, "I guess it is only a matter of time before that would be the position that they announce." He is referring specifically to Liverpool signing a right-sided winger as a summer priority. Now let us break that down. Alan Shearer is not a Liverpool insider. He is not part of their transfer operation, but what he is doing here is reading the situation the way most informed observers are reading it. Liverpool have lost their greatest ever right-sided attacker in Mohamed Salah. That position needs to be filled. And Shearer is essentially saying the same thing that the transfer reports are already confirming. A right-sided winger is coming to Anfield. The Empire of the Cop post frames it as a question to Liverpool supporters. Should that position be top of Richard Hughes' to-do list for the summer? My analysis is that it already is. The Diomande reports make that clear. Liverpool are not just aware that they need a winger, they are in active, serious negotiations. Shearer's read of the situation aligns with everything else we are seeing. Mohamed Salah makes World Cup history on his birthday. Now let us talk about the man who left. The screenshot from TNT Sports reads as follows. Mohamed Salah celebrated his 34th birthday with an assist at the World Cup. No African player on record has ever done that before. Then the Optajo report provides the precise statistical detail. 34. With his assist for Egypt's opening goal against Belgium, Mohamed Salah is the first African player on record, since 1966, to register a FIFA World Cup goal involvement on their birthday. Celebrations. And then Squawka Live breaks down his full statistical performance in that match against Belgium. 34 touches, 17 out of 18 passes completed, 4 duels won, 3 fouls won, 3 chances created, which was the most of any player, 1 out of 1 shot on target, 1 touch in the opposition box, 1 assist. Now let us put all of that together. Mohamed Salah is 34 years old. He has just left Liverpool Football Club. And on the day of his birthday at the World Cup, he produced a performance that placed him in the record books as the first African player in history, going back to 1966, to record a goal involvement on his birthday at a World Cup. The Squawka numbers are impressive. 17 out of 18 passes completed is a 94.4% pass completion rate. 3 chances created was the highest of any player on the pitch. He was the best creator in that game despite playing for the team that most expected to be under pressure against Belgium. My analysis here is careful and fact-based. The reality is that Salah's departure from Liverpool was a major moment. And what this World Cup performance shows is that he left at a point when he is still performing at a very high level. The records he is breaking and the statistics he is producing against a side like Belgium confirm that Liverpool are trying to replace a player who is still in excellent form. That is the challenge the club now faces, replacing someone who is not yet finished. Klopp and Van Dijk reunite at the World Cup. The Fabrizio Romano post on this one is simple and factual. Jurgen Klopp and Virgil van Dijk met in the United States at the World Cup. The image shows the two men together, smiling broadly. It is a genuine moment between a former manager and a former captain. Now, the article from the Liverpool Echo adds important context around Van Dijk himself. The Netherlands centre-back scored in his country's opening group stage game against Japan. However, the Netherlands were held to a draw in that match. Van Dijk also used the post-match period to speak publicly about FIFA's hydration breaks, describing them as something he does not like, particularly when matches are being played in climate-controlled venues where heat is not a concern. My analysis on the Klopp and Van Dijk reunion is that it is a human story inside a much larger football story. These two men built something exceptional together at Anfield. The fact that they met in the United States and shared a warm moment tells us something about the relationship. But it is worth noting that Van Dijk's future at Liverpool is itself a topic of conversation this summer. The article mentions that the new Liverpool manager Andoni Iraola needs to make Van Dijk contract talks a priority. The defender is in the final phase of his current deal. So while the photo is warm and nostalgic, the reality for Liverpool is that securing Van Dijk on a new contract is still unresolved business. Liverpool scouting the midfielder market. The Anfield sector report, again citing Fabrizio Romano, reads as follows. New, Liverpool have started making calls for midfielders over the recent days and weeks. I expect movement in terms of midfielders. Let us see what happens with the future of Mac Allister, the future of Curtis Jones, so we have to see what happens with exits, but Liverpool are checking the midfielder market. Now let us be very clear about what is confirmed here and what is not. What is confirmed is that Liverpool have begun making contact with clubs and representatives in the midfielder market. That is a verified piece of information from a journalist with a direct record of accuracy on Liverpool transfers. What is not confirmed is any specific midfielder target. No name has been given for incoming transfers. What is also flagged but not confirmed is that both Alexis Mac Allister and Curtis Jones could potentially leave the club. The language used is careful. It says, let us see what happens with their futures. It does not say they are being sold. It says their situations are uncertain and exits are possible. My analysis on this is important. Liverpool winning the Premier League title last season was built significantly on midfield solidity and creativity. Mac Allister was central to that. If there is genuine uncertainty about his future, and about Curtis Jones, then the club's decision to begin searching the midfielder market makes complete sense. But Liverpool supporters should pay close attention to the language here. It says Liverpool are checking the market. It says exits are possible. Nothing has been announced and nothing has been confirmed in terms of either arrivals or departures. This is a situation developing in real time. The Cody Gakpo question. Now let us address the situation around Cody Gakpo carefully and precisely. The facts are as follows. Reports from a Dutch outlet suggested that Gakpo had told Liverpool he wants to leave this summer. That claim has been denied. Liverpool journalist David Lynch and transfer reporter Ben Jacobs have both confirmed that Gakpo has not made a transfer request. However, and this is the critical part, both Lynch and Jacobs have also confirmed that a sale cannot be ruled out. Lynch described Gakpo in a conversation as, and these are the words used, not untouchable in this window. Liverpool are said to informally value Gakpo at around £70 million. That valuation is connected to the fee that Anthony Gordon received when he joined Barcelona, which was also £70 million. Gakpo signed a new long-term contract last year tying him to the club until 2030, which protects his value. Clubs showing interest include Tottenham Hotspur, Newcastle United, Bayern Munich, and clubs in Italy. Bayern Munich are specifically noted as having interest, having pursued Gakpo last summer as well. However, Bayern are also said to have made an approach for Rion Gumoha, Liverpool's 17-year-old winger, who the club consider untouchable. For context, the article also references Luis Diaz, who was sold to Bayern Munich last summer for £65.6 million, with 2 years left on his contract and approaching his 29th birthday. That sale is presented as a benchmark for how Liverpool have previously approached selling established wingers. My analysis on the Gakpo situation is this. Liverpool are in a delicate position. They need attacking reinforcements following the departure of Salah. Selling Gakpo would bring in significant funds that could help finance the Diomande pursuit. But selling Gakpo would also leave Liverpool even shorter in wide attacking areas, particularly if the Diomande deal takes time to finalise or falls through. The reality for the club is that they must balance squad needs with financial flexibility. Gakpo has not asked to leave. That is important. But the club are open to listening to offers if the right fee arrives. £70 million is the informal number. Whether that level of interest materialises from Tottenham, Newcastle or Bayern remains to be seen. This is a rumour situation in terms of any specific deal. No transfer has been agreed. No bid has been officially submitted based on the information available, but the situation is live and developing. The Jadon Sancho free transfer question. The article raises the possibility of Liverpool signing Jadon Sancho on a free transfer this summer. The facts are these. Sancho's contract at Manchester United expires on June 30th. Manchester United held the option to extend his contract by a further year, but chose not to exercise it. Sancho has not featured for Manchester United since August 2024. His 5-year spell at the club is drawing to a close. 6 years ago, Jurgen Klopp was asked about Sancho by German newspaper Bild. He said the red shirt of Liverpool would suit very well, and that Sancho is a very interesting player. That comment was made before Sancho eventually joined Manchester United in a £73 million deal alongside Cristiano Ronaldo and Raphael Varane. Now Sancho is a free agent in waiting. And the question being raised is whether Liverpool would consider taking a chance on him. The article is honest about the complications. It notes that a switch to Liverpool would appear improbable given his unsuitability to Andoni Iraola's high-intensity approach. It also acknowledges that his career has plateaued in recent years. My analysis is straightforward and fact-based. The Sancho story is an interesting thought experiment, but the evidence in the article itself works against it. The article describes the idea as improbable. It raises the question rather than reporting genuine interest. Liverpool's attacking needs are real, but the profile they are chasing is very different. The Diomande pursuit, with a fee potentially reaching €150 million, shows that Liverpool are looking for a high-energy, physically dynamic attacker suited to Iraola's pressing system. Sancho, based on recent years, does not obviously fit that description. The Klopp quote from 2020 is an interesting piece of history, but Klopp is no longer Liverpool's manager. Iraola is. And the recruitment decisions this summer will reflect his vision, not the past. Let us bring all of this together. Liverpool are in the middle of one of the most significant summers in recent memory. The evidence is clear on several fronts. Yan Diomande from RB Leipzig is Liverpool's top transfer target. Liverpool lead the race. They are prepared to outbid Paris Saint-Germain on personal terms. The fee being demanded by Leipzig sits between €130 million and €150 million. This is a serious, confirmed pursuit, not a rumour. Mohamed Salah, who has left the club, marked his 34th birthday by becoming the first African player in recorded World Cup history to register a goal involvement on his birthday. He produced the most chances of any player in Egypt's match against Belgium. He remains at the absolute top of his game. Virgil van Dijk met Jurgen Klopp at the World Cup in the United States. It was a warm reunion, but Van Dijk's own contract situation at Liverpool is unresolved and requires attention from the new manager, Andoni Iraola. Liverpool have begun calling clubs about midfielders. The futures of Alexis Mac Allister and Curtis Jones are flagged as uncertain. Movement in midfield this summer is expected. Cody Gakpo has not asked to leave but is not considered untouchable. An informal price tag of around £70 million exists. Interest from Bayern Munich, Tottenham Hotspur, Newcastle United and Italian clubs has been noted. No deal has been agreed. And the Jadon Sancho free transfer idea, while interesting in the context of historical quotes from Klopp, is described in the available information as improbable given the style of football Iraola demands. This is Liverpool's summer. It is already moving fast, and every single story we have covered today is connected to the central challenge facing this club. How do you rebuild an attack after losing Mohamed Salah, while keeping your best existing players, while competing with the richest clubs in Europe for the same transfer targets? The answer to that question will define Liverpool's next season. Stay locked in to Victor Liverpool Analyst for every update as this summer develops. If this breakdown gave you the clarity and depth you were looking for, please subscribe to the channel and share this video with any Liverpool supporter who wants the full picture and not just the headlines. This is Victor Liverpool Analyst. We will see you on the next one.